So Lamar, we could start with that.
Yeah.
So Lamar Jackson, we've said it on this show like every month. I don't know that we've seen his ceiling this year yet. And really by that, it was like the running more than, okay, he could pass. I mean, he had the 5 touchdowns against Miami, but running, when you play against him, are they design runs? Are they takeoff runs? And so I'm not saying he bailed the team out, Booger, but 100 yards rushing, where I think he only had that once more this year, he can just win games so many different ways, and we haven't seen all of them yet.
No, Boom, you haven't seen all of them. And we've talked about it on this show. When does Superman have to put the cape on? Is he going to wear it the entire movie, or is he going to go in for those special scenes and those special moments and put the cape on? And the playoffs were one of those special scenes and those special moments, and you saw in the second half. Houston came out early, especially blitzing Lamar Jackson. And the adjustment at halftime was, we're going to run our quarterback on some design runs. We're going to counter the blitz with short passes, design runs, and allow Lamar Jackson to get the ball out of his hands, because when he's making quick decisions, the blitz can't get to him. And so for Lamar, this was one of those moments, Boom, where not a lot was going right, especially early on, except him and his legs, and they were trying to come after him and take the ball out of his hands. But I thought Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, made a great adjustment at halftime, running Lamar design runs. You saw some naked bootlegs.
Yeah.
They allowed him to make plays. And in crunch time, which the playoffs are, you got to get the football to your best players. And Lamar was absolutely spectacular.
He might do it by throwing the next time, but we know that he can do both.
Yes.
Let me put this up. Let's put this up here for a minute, because the clock is still ticking here. By a quarterback in the postseason. Admittedly, they play more games now than before, but Lamar almost 500 yards now. Steve, our great friend and longtime ESPNer, and, oh, by the way, Hall of Fame quarterback Niners, almost 600. But then Russell Wilson, Colin Kaepernick, we saw him earlier in the show. Josh Allen, as we speak, hasn't played this game yet against the Chiefs. Oh, by the way, John Elway, pretty good names on that list. And Lamar has more games to come, at least one, if not two. So, look, Baltimore defense. They led in so many categories. Fewest points scored against, the most sacks. We could go on. The turnover ratio, the best. They only gave up 3 points. Okay, I mean, there was a return for a punt and waiter. That's unlike the special teams of Baltimore to have a hiccup. But they only gave up 3 points in the playoffs. And they didn't lead until the second half. What did they do to change Houston's fortunes?
Well, it's amazing how some of the old formulas when I played are still now, they're tried and true. The first thing a defense has to do is stop the run. Take away the other team's run game and make them one-dimensional. I thought Baltimore did a really good job of that all day. They were going to put the game on the rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud. They literally dominated the run game. Houston could not run the football. And then, Boom, once the run game couldn't get going, they slowly started to bring that snowball downhill on C.J. Stroud. And when they got up 7, then they got up 14, and then you knew it was like an avalanche coming downhill. So the way they play football, they make you one-dimensional. Defensive coordinator Mike McDonald does a really good job. He's made Jadeveon Clowney have a rebirth, maybe his best year as a pro.
Right.
How he's playing. That and those two linebackers. When you talk about Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, you talk about the safety Kyle Hamilton. He puts players in really good position to make plays. And I thought today, taking away the run game and then making the rookie quarterback feel just a little bit uncomfortable in that building against that defense, and it showed a little bit. He'll be a lot better off for it later on down the road in his career.
Be fine.
But today, he felt a little uncomfortable with that Raven defense.
You play the Ravens. I'm not saying they're the only physical team in football, but there's nobody more physical.
Exactly.
Would you agree with that?
Completely agree with. No
okay,
problem.
So you play that, you know that's coming. You know that if you're defending Lamar, are you defending the pass, you're defending the run, or are you defending an ad lib? So it's kind of one of three, and now all of a sudden a downfield passing game. So and whoever comes out of Kansas City, Buffalo will be my goodness, a worthy opponent. 2 cold games in a row coming into the crab cake. That will involve a lot.
That's going to be a tough ask.